Good afternoon or evening, everyone. In today's video, we are looking at a new system to bring possibly another severe weather outbreak to the south. Today, for the rest of today here, we have an enhanced risk for severe storms across portions of the mid-Atlantic. Even reaching down there into Florida, we do have a large slight risk. Today, we actually have a quite the severe risk in place for the mid-Atlantic, an enhanced risk here for mainly severe winds. But tornadoes will also be possible in the 5% chance, just the brown area. That's where you could see possibly a few tornadoes throughout the rest of today. Here's the wind risk. We have mainly a 30% chance for winds because this is going to be a squall line that is continuing its eastern movement across portions of Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, and Virginia. Storms could also even reach down there into the Carolinas. So you do have that severe threat for the rest of today and tonight. Hail is really not going to be a big threat like yesterday. Hail is really not going to be a big threat just like yesterday, with just a 5% chance for possibly some small quarter-sized hail. Here's a mesoscale discussion, which is a primary severe threat will exist in central/eastern Pennsylvania over the next 1 to 3 hours. This is being recorded at 4:30 p.m. So you know that'll be for the next 1 to 3 hours. So probably from 4:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time to around 7:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. We also have a severe thunderstorm watch for these areas. This is also including portions of Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey. Also a little bit of Delaware. You're going to be in a severe thunderstorm watch until 12 a.m. We have also more severe thunderstorm watch. This is going to be for Pennsylvania, New York, Maryland, West Virginia, and Virginia. That is going to be until 10 p.m. Severe wind is going to be high chance within that line of storms. We do have also multiple tornado watches. We have a couple tornado watches in effect right now until 8 p.m. for portions of North Carolina, portions of Virginia there, and also Maryland is going to be in that tornado watch. We have also another tornado watch just below that for a little bit of North Carolina and South Carolina until 8 p.m. as well. Let's take a look here at the upper level winds here for around Tuesday. This is going to be 12 a.m. of Tuesday. And as you can see, we do have this large area of even upwards of 170 knots up there in the northwest. This is going to be kind of dipping down and then dipping a little bit back up, but not too much, bringing a possible severe weather outbreak for early next week once again for the south. And this is probably going to be the main area for severe weather. Once again, pretty much the same area here that we're talking about. So look at this. This is going to be around lunchtime on Tuesday, and we are seeing upper level winds of around 100 knots. This is definitely having quite the severe potential in these same types of areas. Maybe just a little bit more northward than yesterday's severe weather outbreak. As you can see, it looks like a lot of these storms are going to be in these types of areas here. For Tuesday into Wednesday of next week. We also even look at these winds up here, all the way up here, 140 knots of upper level winds. This is 300 millibars, so this is very upper level here. But let's go ahead and look at the 850 millibars. It's a little low level jet that we're going to be looking at here. And as you can see, we are definitely seeing that low level jet. It's going to be, as you can see, it's coming up from the Gulf of Mexico, and you are definitely seeing. Let's see how many winds we are seeing. 56 knots. So these low level jet is definitely going to be enough to fuel some possibly a severe weather outbreak here. That's going to be happening throughout Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. And let's go forward a little bit. As you can see, I think there is definitely going to be some severe weather for Wednesday, especially for the morning hours of Wednesday, and possibly even more significant severe weather for Wednesday. Because look at these winds at low level winds, 67 knots, even upwards of 70 knots. So 73 knots in some areas. I do think there's going to be a major wind threat if this is a squall line, or if these are going to be discrete supercells for Wednesday, that we might have a very big tornado threat across the southeast for Wednesday especially. But let's look back here, and there's definitely a bit of wind here. You're seeing upwards of 56 knots for the low level jet. And there's definitely a decent tornado risk here for Tuesday. It's a little far out, so we're going to have to just keep an eye on this as we move forward and as we get more data for this upcoming system. But this is going to be around 120 hours out, so less than a week out. It's definitely not too far out, but it's definitely something to watch very closely as we move on with time. Let's see how this system progresses as starting off around Wednesday. We are seeing definitely some snow there over across the Midwest. This is going to be Sunday. So northern Midwest is seeing some snowfall. As you can see, we are seeing these kind of isobars are kind of wrapping around. We're kind of seeing a U shape, which means we could see a low pressure forming here around the Rocky Mountains, around the borders of Kansas and Colorado. But let's move forward here throughout the evening hours of Sunday. And as you can see, we're definitely seeing some rainfall. We're getting some signs that there's a system forming throughout 6 p.m. of Sunday. We're also seeing here some more heavy snowfall in Minnesota and Wisconsin. You're seeing some mountain snow. That's another good sign that there is a system forming throughout around the evening hours of Sunday. Look at this. This is going to be 12 a.m. on Monday, and we are already seeing possibly some rain showers and thunderstorms across these areas of Oklahoma, Missouri, and Illinois. And look at this low pressure system. This is not the actual system here, but this is a separate low pressure system that is bringing snowfall to the upper Midwest on Monday. Now let's move forward even more. That kind of snowy system moves out and kind of weakens over the Great Lakes, and then we get this suddenly a new system that forms around Texas. That low pressure forms around New Mexico, and you're getting a bunch of thunderstorms for around the afternoon and evening hours here of Tuesday across Texas and the Dixie Alley region. Now as you move forward here throughout 12 a.m. now of Tuesday, that was actually Monday. So this was actually 6 p.m. of Monday, and now we're moving into Tuesday. This is going to be 12 a.m. of Tuesday, so this likely will be an overnight event. As you can see, low pressure systems right here, and we're seeing a bunch of cluster thunderstorms. I think this is going to be mainly a warm front type event, so these storms are going to be just kind of feeding off of the warm front this low pressure is giving them, instead of kind of a classic cold front setup and then that warm front lifting. Or you know what, it might even be kind of a warm front but kind of positioned at a weird angle. Warm front lifting north and the cold front really targeting this, initiating those storms there. But let's move forward even more, and you can see, as you can see, there's definitely a lot of rainfall. If this is the winter time, this area could definitely see quite a big snowstorm from this system. But of course, it's spring now, so it's a little more warmer up here. You are not going to see as much snow throughout late March and into April. But we've actually seen snow up here in these types of areas throughout April. So if it was cold enough, we definitely would see some snow up there, and also a severe weather event down here. But it looks like it's going to be mainly a rain and severe weather events throughout the system. We possibly could see some major storms here for Tuesday morning across portions of Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, even Georgia could see some storms there. And as you can see, that moves again. Like I said, this is going to be moving throughout the afternoon hours of Tuesday. And look at these storms, looking like a line of storms that is going to be heading in about a southeastern direction over the southeast and east coast. And look at that. That definitely looks like some discrete supercells with a big tornado potential, but we can't really look at too many tornado models right now until we move later on with time. But that definitely looks quite scary if you do live in the southeast. It definitely looks a lot intimidating due to those kind of individual cells. It still kind of looks like a line, and it still could be kind of a line of thunderstorms. But due to this, all of these being the kind of discrete supercells, and some of those being maybe clusters of cells, you can definitely see some embedded supercells in there that could produce tornadoes here throughout early week of next week. So definitely stay tuned for more updates on the system. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I will have daily uploads, daily updates on this system as we get more data into the weather office. But as always, stay safe.